Good morning, everybody. It is day 40 of the suffering. We are officially 40 days into this. It's another beautiful morning. Time to wake up and get on these stairs and make this progress and get these results. Let me get this cardio in. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Yeah, you probably guessed it. I'm home from work today. My youngest son is turning 6 today. It's his birthday, June 14th. So I took the day off because it's Friday. So I figured, you know what? I could wake up and go to work, and then I can come home and work out and do cardio and do all that stuff on his birthday. Or I could take the day off, spend the whole day with him, and then still be able to work out and do what I need to do and not feel like I missed out on his special day. So I went ahead and took the day off. I also slept in this morning. This morning I was so incredibly tired. I actually didn't wake up until 8 a.m. So I was going to wake up at 5. I actually did wake up at 5, and I used the restroom, and then I sat there and looked at the clock, and I was just like, what would be more beneficial right now? Getting a few more hours of sleep, getting that extra rest, that extra recovery, which is phenomenal for muscle gain and fat loss, or getting up, doing 30 minutes of cardio, then eating. So then I figured, you know what? I'm still going to wake up and I'm still going to do my cardio and I'm still going to get all my food in today. The only difference is I'm not able to get my first meal in of my egg whites and oatmeal, which is going to be 30 carbs and 26 grams of protein that I'm losing. So I can make that up somewhere else. Like my post-workout shake, I could add an extra scoop of protein in there and get another 24 grams, and I could eat like a banana or something, or even have some oatmeal and put that in my shake or something, and make up that lost calories for the day. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I might, but I'm still going to be getting 5 meals today, so skipping that one. I'm not like, oh yeah, it's okay. I'm all right. You know, it's okay to skip meals. It's not okay to skip meals, but in the mindset of like, I'm going to skip this meal to get more sleep, absolutely, I think it's okay. I think if you're just skipping meals to skip meals, like if you're not eating your dinner, or if you're not eating your lunch, or if you're not eating any food at all, but maybe once or twice a day, I don't think that's the way to go about it. Even intermittent fasting, I still think you need to get at least 4 meals in a day, and decent meals, really good meals, because I've known so many people that go on weight loss and then they're like, okay, I'm going to start eating 600 calories a day. And actually, I know this one girl, I didn't help her personally, but she went to a clinic and she hired a personal trainer, and she was like 350 pounds, and she got all the way down to like 160, 150. So it was amazing weight loss. But the tragic thing of it is, instead of working out and doing cardio and eating a healthy amount of food, she was doing slivers. Like this is my chicken right here. This would be a meal. This was a meal. She did 6 of these a day. Literally, this was her meal. When we'd spend time with her on the weekends and we hung out with her, she was like, oh, it's time to eat. This is what she would literally eat. Not even a mouthful of chicken and a mouthful of rice, and that's it. And I asked her, how many times do you eat a day? So I eat 6 times a day. So I'm eating plenty of food. It doesn't look like a lot whenever I'm eating it, but it is throughout the day. It's a lot of food. This is what I eat, and this is low calorie. This is nothing to me. This is, I'm hungry throughout the day. I'm hungry at night, and I'm starving, and I feel like I need more food. This is how much I'm eating right here, 6 times a day. That's not enough food. It's just not. It's not. You're losing the wrong weight. You're going to lose a lot of muscle mass. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel lethargic. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to be low productive throughout the day. You're going to want to move around less. Normal activities that you would normally do, you're not going to want to do anymore. It's not enough food. It just isn't. And then I know a few women right now that are actually losing weight, and they're cutting weight, and they're eating once a day, twice a day, eating half of this for 2 meals. Like this would be 2 meals for them, and this is all they eat all day long. This is not enough. This is 8 ounces of chicken, 8 ounces of rice. This is not enough to sustain you throughout the whole day. The amount of calories in this meal is not enough. It's not sufficient enough for anybody to be able to wake up and go to work and function all day, and then get off of work and go work out 6 days a week, and then go do cardio for 20, 30 minutes a night. This is not enough food. It's not.
Will you lose weight? Yeah, absolutely you will. Could you live off of this? Yeah, you could. But are you going to have a healthy, productive life? No, you won't. And I've seen two of them right now are crashing and burning. They're struggling. They're suffering. They're doing not so good in the weight room on cardio, just day to day. They're extremely tired. They're just like lethargic all day, just like, and it's like you can't convince them like you got to eat more. Well, I don't want to gain weight. You got to eat more. I don't. You're not going to gain fat. The whole concept about losing weight. The whole concept about losing weight is you're just calculated starving. That's all it is. It's calculated starving when it comes to losing weight. You're trying to send the signals to the body to preserve muscle mass. You have to eat enough food to keep your muscle mass, but you have to eat less enough, right? You have to eat just not enough for your body to be able to consume calories from fat sources on your body. So it's like how much calories do I need to be functional? How many calories do I need to preserve muscle? But how many calories do I need to give up in order to be able to start losing fat while holding on to my muscle? Muscle mass will be lost in the process of losing body fat. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, but you can calculate it to a minimum and lose a minimum amount of muscle mass by calculating the correct amount of calories and nutrients that you need to preserve that muscle mass while you lose that fat. And by doing a sliver of chicken and a bite of rice, or 4 ounces of chicken a day and 4 ounces of rice a day, it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. It's calculated starving is what you're doing. Like you have to calculate what you need, what your output is, and what you need for what you want for your results, what you want the end result to be, the timeline of about where you expect it to be in that time frame, and then the amount of food you would need to successfully accomplish that. And then the thing is too, as far as it goes for timelines, you got to be realistic with yourself. I had to have a couple moments where I had to sit down with myself and just talk to myself and be like, hey, look, man, it's going to take longer than you think. You can lose between 1 to 3 pounds a week. Okay. 1 to 3 pounds a week. I've lost 48 pounds in the last year. That's a little under 1 pound of fat per week that I've been losing. Not just fat, but some muscle mass too. But I've been losing 1 pound a week for almost a year. Right. So I'm almost 1 pound per week. It doesn't sound like a lot, but go to the very, very beginning videos of this channel and look at how big I was, and then look at how I look now, and tell me 48 pounds isn't a lot of weight. It's a massive amount of weight. It is a massive amount of weight. So if you're like, okay, well, I'm a 200-pound female, and I weigh, I'm 200-pound female, and I'm 5'5", 5'6", 30 pounds. Do you think that's it? Do you think that's the number, 170, and you're going to look how you look? If it is, great. Well, that's 30 weeks. If you do 2 pounds, that's 15 weeks. If you do 3 pounds, that's 7.5 weeks. 3 pounds sounds very appealing. Ooh, 3 pounds a week. Yeah, I get there fast. But it is hard. You're going to eat bland chicken that was boiled, chicken breast, bland brown rice, green beans, egg whites, oatmeal. You're going to spend an hour, 2 hours a day on the cardio equipment or running on the streets, and you're going to be in the gym 4 to 6 days a week to lose that amount of weight and to preserve as much muscle as you can while cutting that much fat. It is difficult to do. That's a hard 7.5 weeks. That's a hard 7.5 weeks. Very hard, very hard. And not saying it's not possible, but it is definitely a huge, huge, huge challenge. Because what happens if you don't hit that goal? You're going to feel, oh, I'm a failure. I didn't hit my goal. I didn't even get close to it. Okay. So setting up a general idea of where you want to be, like if I could get down 50 pounds in a year, that'd be awesome. I understand that may not happen because of birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, vacations, weak moments, times of depression when I get mentally just burnt out. All those things are realistic factors. Realistic factors. I got a flat tire today. My boss yelled at me. Something in my house broke. Something on my car broke. I had to push out $400 to get my car fixed. These are realistic scenarios that can happen to you, that can cause you to break on your diet because you only have so much mental capacity a day to deal with stress. And working out, dieting and doing cardio and wanting to get down a weight is extremely stressful. And then you add in other life events like your car, your house, your dog, your kids, your job, special events, anniversaries, holidays. Those are all factors to stress levels to go up, and those can affect your weight loss dramatically. If you're a female and you have period cycles, that affects your weight loss too with your hormone influx. If you have bad hormone like imbalances and stuff like that, that's detrimental for weight loss. So anyway, so if you set yourself up for like, I would like to lose a pound a week for a whole year, and then that's 1 pound a week. That's very realistic. That is very doable. And even if you don't lose a pound per week and you lose 2 pounds a month, which would be a half a pound a week, you're still going to be down 25 something pounds. And if you're around the middle of 5 foot, like 5'2" to 5'8", that's a massive amount on your frame. That is a huge amount on your frame, a huge amount. And if you're in the taller category, 5'9" on to like 6'2", 6'3", the idea of you burning about 2 pounds a week is more realistic because you're bigger, you're taller, you have more weight to lose. The heavier you are, the faster you're going to fall. So if you're like a 250-pound individual that's 5'9", you're going to lose weight pretty fast. If you're 280 pounds, 290 pounds, and you're around between like 5'8", 6 foot, you can lose 4 to 5 pounds a week very quickly in the beginning, very, very, very quickly for the first couple of weeks. And then eventually it's going to taper off and it's going to slow down to 3 and then 2, and then you're going to be getting that 1 pound per week. But the whole concept is, when you get done, I tell everybody, you don't want to be skinny fat when you're done. You don't want to be skinny fat. So you need to work out, and you need to work out hard, and you need to eat, and you need to eat right. So whenever you get done shredding the fat, you have the build that you want, and you're proud of what you look like when you lose the weight. And you're not just looking at yourself like, I did all that work and I still look bad. I still look terrible. I still look like crap. Because at the end of the day, when people say, I want to get toned and I want to get in shape, well, getting in shape and being toned is developing muscle mass, because the muscle is what gives you your shape. So just losing the fat isn't good enough. That's not going to give you a shape, and that's not going to get you toned. That's just going to help you burn the fat, and then you're just going to atrophy the muscle mass if all you're doing is cardio and barely eating. You're not going to look that great when you're done. It's just the way it is. I mean, if that's what you're after, that's great. Go for it. But this isn't about just that. This is about like bodybuilding. Like, this is like me, my mindset, how I view it, and how what most people view. When you talk about beach bodies and you talk about being fit and athletic and looking impressive and feeling better about yourself. If you're losing weight just because you have health issues, that's great. And all you want to do is cardio, and all you want to do is reduce calories, and you just want to lose weight because that's your goal, because you want to be healthier, hey, that's great. I don't have nothing against that. I think that's 100% awesome, amazing goal. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm talking about people that want to physically change their outlook as how they look and perceive themselves in a fitness image, as like bodybuilding, fitness, bikini, stuff like that. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and eat, guys. I will see y'all at 4 o'clock in the gym, and I got to get the rest of these meals in, get my hydration in, and stick to it. So we'll see y'all at 4 o'clock. And tonight is arms and shoulders. 4 o'clock, back in the gym. We're training arms and shoulders tonight. This is our third set already as it is. It goes by quick. Last week I did 150 for 8, so I got to get at least 150 for 9 tonight. That's the goal. And hopefully I get it. I think I should. I think I should be able to get it. Got a lot of rest last night. I'll make the most of this. Let's get these results in and get these arms to grow. I know I got some improvements to make on these because my arms suck. All right. Got 10, 2 more than last week, so that's great. I'm really happy about that. It's one more than I thought I was going to get. Big win. 100 pounds on a rope. Got to get at least 11 on this. We did 10 last week, so got to get 11. One warm up before this with 70 or 60 pounds, and then jump to my 100 pounds. About maybe a minute and a half of rest.
He woke up at a bedtime. Screwed him up. Yeah. He's like, go take a nap. Watch. He's like, okay, whatever.
That's 11. It's kind of ugly, but it is what it is. Moving up to 125 on reverse press downs. So I get all 12 reps last week. I don't know how easy it was, so I'm just going to jump up by 5. It's all about that burn, man. It's not about just getting through the set. You're not just trying to get through the set. You're trying to burn that muscle as hard as you can. You're trying to keep it, because like the whole concept of why they came up with like 8 to 12 or 12 to 15 reps is because it's time under tension. The more load you can keep the muscle under tension, the more duration of time, the more results you're going to get. So doing a set of 3 to 5 really heavy isn't going to get you hypertrophy. But if you do a set between 8 to 12 or 10 to 15, you have more load and time contracting and releasing under tension. So if you go with a lighter weight, you slow it down, you keep it between 8 to 12. It's like doing a set of 15 to 20, but with less volume, higher intensity. That's the whole concept. It's like, look at a gymnast arms, a guy who does like the rings, the gymnastics, a male gymnastics guy, however you want to say it. Some of the best biceps you'll ever see. They don't do curls, right? They do rings and they do pull-ups and they do the bars. They do all this, the pummel horse, and their arms are some of the best you'll ever see. And they're not sitting there doing curls and curls and curls. It's that load and tension that they have. That's what causes them to grow. So the science says, it just depends on what article you want to look at. I'm just repeating what I heard from other articles and science guys and instructors and everything else. I believe there's truth to it, because if there wasn't, then, I mean, it wouldn't work, but it does. No warm up on this, we just go straight into it. Okay, yes, I cheated those last 2. I popped them down, and I didn't do that because I wanted those last 2 reps. So I could go up to 130 next week and fight for that 130. Here's what makes me laugh. For the longest time, people have been saying 6 to 7 sets is all you need to grow. In the last 2 months, they came out with this new science saying up to 50 sets a week. It's maximum potential for muscle growth. Well, that's what they did in the 70s and 80s. They did a massive amount of volume, right? And the 90s came out, Dorian Yates, high intensity, low volume, low volume. And now it's the pendulum is swinging. It was high volume in the 70s and 80s, high intensities, 90s and 2000s up to this point. And then it was kind of somewhere in the middle, and now it's swinging back to high volume. And then they say full stretch range of motion, right? Maximum stretch you can get, maximum stretch you can get, okay? It was they've been saying for a long time. Partial reps don't count. So if you're doing, let's say, V-bar press down, like what I was just doing here, right? Full bend, full range of motion. And when you can't get it no more, stop. Your set's done. Doing quarter reps will get you 0 results, none. And now Sam Sulik, he's doing a lot of grip pull downs, then he can't get no more, then he just does several partial reps in here, and then he racks it. V-bar press down, and then a couple partials until he can't go no more. And for the longest time, don't do partial reps, don't do quarter reps at the end of a set. As soon as you can't do full range of motion, you're done. You don't get nothing out of that. They're pointless. And now Sam Sulik's coming around, proving all these people wrong, and now they're all saying, well, if you want to reap maximum benefits for hypertrophy, when you can't do full range of motion no more, don't stop. Do some partials and a shorter range of motion, and you're going to expand and get maximum amount of muscle growth. The new science. Well, that's what Tom Platz and all those guys in the 70s and 80s and 90s did. They would do a heavy set. They're like, give me baby reps, give me partial reps, give me quarter reps. They wouldn't do full range and then stop. They would until they couldn't get that no more. They've been doing that since forever. Look up all the videos of Tom Platz screaming at people, baby reps, give me baby reps. I don't care if you can't do no more full range. Give me baby reps. You look like a fish flopping around with a leg extension machine. But for the longest time, they said, don't do it. Now Sam Sulik started doing it again, and now everyone's like, oh, you got to do it. So, man, that back and forth pendulum, it just swings. Whoever's the most popular person on the internet or in the magazines, whoever's getting the best documentaries, that's where the pendulum swings. Oh, this stuff is right because this guy's our favorite. Oh, he faded out. Now this guy's our favorite. And this is the training to do now. As always, there is no one road, one way, right way, wrong way. I'm doing high intensity right now because I'm doing a lot of volume, and I can't handle doing an hour of volume a day, eating the way I'm eating, and then doing high volume training. I can't handle it. Look at German high volume training. Look into that. You want to see some high volume training, German high volume training. That's crazy high volume. I can't train like that right now because I'm too much in a deficit. If I could, I would, but I can't. I like doing high volume. So the pendulum is always swinging. It just blows my mind. It just makes me laugh. I'm sorry about the rant. It's just, honestly, I don't think anyone actually truly knows what works and what doesn't work for every individual. I think everyone is honestly just making their best educated guess. I don't mean to seem like I'm bitter about it. I'm not. But like, I just watch this pendulum swing and what the science says and everything, and it just gets a little frustrating sometimes because it's like, this is stuff that's not new. It's not groundbreaking information or new science. It's just the same stuff that's been forgotten and then regurgitated and relearned. It's the same thing. It's like learning about a combustion engine and then forgetting that, oh, well, we got electric cars now. Oh man, did you know you can run an engine off of gas? Or it's pretty much the same thing. It's just forgotten information that's been around for 50 years. Just no one remembers and they forget. So when I see this stuff, it makes me laugh. It's like everyone's just guessing, right? All a personal trainer and a coach and all these people do, they're just making their best guess. Like well, my legs. I have, that's probably my best body part is my quads and my hamstrings. And you're going to ask me like, man, what did you do to get your legs big? I don't know. I mean, I've done lots of stuff over the years. I've done squats, leg press, hack squats, belt squats, leg extensions, lunges. It doesn't matter what I do. They respond, they grow, they get bigger, they look better. No matter what I do, they're going to make results and they're going to grow. Now, what I can't get to grow is my biceps and triceps, my chest. My biceps, triceps, and chest will not grow. How do you get that bigger? I've been guessing my whole life on everything, trying to figure out what's working, what isn't. Give 3 months to this routine. Well, that didn't really show any progress. Oh, well, it takes years. Well, of course it takes years, but you should see some type of progress in 3 months if it's going the right way or not. So right now, currently, I'm doing high intensity, low volume because, like I said, with my deficit and all the cardio, I can't spend 2 hours lifting weights in here. But when I'm done with this cut, come the end of July, end of August, depending on how long I decide to run it, I might go back to high volume and drop the cardio and start training 16 sets twice a week on every body part, 32 sets total a week, because that was working at one point. It was working really good. You want to grab that camera for me so I can do this set? I got to get at least 18, which is 9 an arm with the 30s to be successful on this movement here. It's my favorite bicep movement. My right arm is definitely weaker than my left. I'm left-handed, but I've never had a huge strength imbalance like this until I had surgery, and I neglected this arm for like 2 years dramatically, and it shows up, especially on curls and rowing motions. I figured it would be like my tricep or my back that suffered, but no, it's for some reason it's my pec and my bicep that suffers on strength with everything. And I noticed because I could get like 3-4 more reps on this arm, and then I'm just like struggling to get this one up. It's a huge imbalance biceps, but noticeably, as far as it goes for size, I don't really know if there's a big visual notice, but there is strength-wise. Don't get me wrong, experience is important. Personal trainers are important. Coaches are important. I'm not taking nothing away from anyone. Science is important. All of it's important, right? But it's just like I said, like everybody's just guessing and making their best educated guess when it comes to this stuff. Like, well, that didn't work. Well, let's try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, let's try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, let's try this. And that's what they're doing, because your body's constantly changing. Even Jay Cutler would say, like he would never really go into Mr. Olympia doing the same routine, the same training program. He always seemed like he had to change it up and figure out what his body needed for that prep. Then you have Ronnie Coleman, who's like, well, I did the same routine for 20 years, and why fix what's not broken? Why change it? Okay, so we changed up the dumbbell curl or the high cable curls with incline dumbbell curls because, well, the girls are using the cable system, so I'm not going to hold each other up waiting for someone to get done, because there's a lot of back and forth cables and dumbbells tonight for everybody. So this is just easier to not have to tie up both the cable attachments. We'll just hit some of these, and I'm not sure what to start with, so I'm just going to start with the 17s for my actual set, and then I'll obviously build up from here.
What's cool about this movement is you can get a really deep stretch in that bicep. Just don't hurt your shoulders and go too heavy, because you don't want to pop a bicep tendon, because this puts your biceps in a very, very weak position on the bottom. That full stretched motion is great, but at the same time, it could be very catastrophic if you go too heavy and then you're not used to stretching your biceps and you pull too fast, too hard. You could pop a tendon and tear a bicep, and it will hurt and possibly require surgery. I'm not sure what this is. This might be 7 or 8. Let's just go with 7. Oh, man, that burn catches you quick. Got one more. There is no ego to this lift either. Ooh, do not go too heavy on this, man. This is not something that's going to require a lot of weight. This is not a move to use with your ego. Oh, humble beginnings, humble beginnings. Ooh, I can feel that deep, 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 deep in the bicep. Humble beginnings. Ugh. That's probably the worst part, getting off the bench. I'm going to say that was a good call, changing out the cable curls to those incline dumbbell curls. I had a good stretch, man. I feel it deep, deep in the bone almost, how good that felt. So that's going to be something I keep around now for a while. Like I've said, I'm not married to any program or any routine or any set reps or anything like that. If I feel something needs to go, I'm going to change it out. If I feel like I'm not progressing or something's holding me back or not doing it, I'm going to change it out. The ideal program is high intensity, low volume right now, but it doesn't mean I can't change stuff around. I go with the flow of what my body tells me as far as it goes for what it's doing and responding. But I don't listen to it 100%, because if I did, I would have already stopped dieting. I would have went back to red meat and jasmine rice. I would have picked my calories up by 1,000. I would have stopped doing cardio, because I'm like, I'm looking so flat, deflated, and weak. But that's going to happen whenever you're this deep in there. So last week I did this for 9. I got to get it for 10. That feels incredibly heavy. And this is just one set, and we go straight into it, no warm-ups. Last one. 12. Gotta make it count. Gotta fight it. Gotta embrace the burn. Just gotta fight it. Well, last chance to grow this week. Last chance. Gotta fight it. Whew. Felt like I got some growing on that one. Maybe. We'll find out in about a year. On Tuesdays, I do shoulder press for the front delts. Tonight we do front laterals, but I like to go all the way up with them because it engages the trap muscles too. And I need a lot of work on my traps and my back and just everything really. I ain't lying about nothing. I'm gonna do them this way, so maybe y'all can see the traps working a little bit. Oh man, that's a fight. Oh, this is just about fighting it. Whew, man, that gets real tough real fast. The whole time it's just trying to lift them up, not even about lowering them. It's just I'm fighting against the gravity the whole entire set. Wow. All right, let's see if my results are a little bit different this week. Start with the quad. Get that going there. A little bit deeper cuts. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but let's see if I can get this one, that lighting to show a little bit. I don't know if it picks it up on camera or not. I don't know if y'all can see those striations there, that feathering. That's nice. I can't really see it on this one because of lighting, but you can see it on this one. At least from where I'm looking, I don't know how the camera's picking it up. So let's hit this one right here. We'll go to thighs and abs, even though there's no abs. Let's go to this most muscular now. Maybe. Okay. Habit, I want to put my leg back. My thighs are definitely leaning out a lot. Front double bicep. Definitely need to get the lats out more. The arms are just such a weak spot. They're just so weak. All right, let's get this. And this is the thing, guys. Like I said, my thighs are my best body part. And I don't care what the science says. They just grow. It doesn't matter how I train them. They just grow compared to everything else. My legs are, I'm not going to say they're overpowering, but they're definitely the best attribute. All right, let's go for this. Kick that leg back there. Actually, let's go both of them even here. The reason why I touch, I want to feel the hamstrings. All right. My upper back is real weak too to any kind of lighting. I don't have a lot of definition. I'm carrying a lot of fat in my upper back. Got a lot of upper back fat. And it takes away from a lot of what's underneath there, but I've also lost a lot of size in my back too. And I never know where to put my elbows here, right? If I come here, I can't see. So it's like, is that it? Or is this? Or maybe up? Or maybe here? Or maybe here? Is this where it's at? Is this where it's at? Is that where it shows it? Maybe if I pinch the shoulders harder, but then I got to bring the elbows up. I don't know. I need to get a mirror so I can see what's going on. Let's talk about shadowing here. Whenever I push my knee into my other knee and I hit this just right, whoop, get the shadowing. You see that separation, the quad and the hamstring. I'm going to get this right here. Leg looks great, right? Upper body looks washed down on camera. Okay. Leg looks great. Washed out. Now let's switch to this side. Get that cheek out there. And I'm going to, same thing here. Look, same flex, same pose. Can't see shadowing. Can't see any definition. It's gone. And then I come this way right here. Flex this way. Now look at the arm. Looks a lot better. Leg looks terrible. Doesn't matter how I flex it. Looks terrible. Shoulders and arms, chest, shadowing. Looks great. At least compared to the other side. Still got the sweep though. Look at the cheek. Look at the hamstring. Look at the belly. Look at that belly there. But you can't start putting shadowing on it. Again, I don't know if the camera picks that up or not. Whew. We'll compare this to last week's. See how it goes. And then I feel like sometimes you can see my abs. Sometimes you can't. Need a little bit of extra. I really like this pose here too, man. Dorian Yates made this one famous. When you hit, you gotta be big with massive lats to hit this pose just right. There's a lot of poses that'll make a big guy, let me see, look small. There's a lat, and it'll make a small guy look big. You know how to, like, bring that lat out there. Let me think. I'm trying to think of another pose. Well, then we come around this one. I gotta start doing a little bit more posing. Okay, that's it for the gym. Well, that workout was a 10 out of 10. I did 30 minutes on level 5 on the Stairmaster. That's what I've been doing this week for the most part on the evenings is level 5. This morning I did level 4. I normally do between level 2 to level 3, but this morning because I got to sleep in, I had more energy, so I hit it for level 4. I had a great pump on the triceps, start off with triceps like always, and tonight actually got a really good pump right out the gate. I didn't have to struggle for my pump tonight. I don't know what the difference was of why I got such a good pump. Maybe coming off all the supplements earlier in the week or last weekend, maybe my body was just adapting to not having the supplements, and that's why I couldn't really get a pump this week, and maybe it's kind of leveling out. I'm not sure why, but it wasn't that hard to get a pump. At least in the gym, in the mirror, and the lighting, it looked great, but the camera, the exposure is a lot different on film, and it doesn't look the same. Like, it doesn't pick up the striations, it doesn't pick up the graininess, it doesn't pick up the feathering and the shoulders and in the quads and everything in the glutes. I wish it did, but it just doesn't for some reason. And it's actually frustrating, but I'm not going to go spend $5,000 on the camera just to prove, or just to catch it on video. As I get leaner, as I get more tan, those will start showing up regardless of the quality of the camera. So I just got to get it more pronounced for it to show up. But right now it's peekabooing, so it's in the right direction. Overall, great day, great workout. You guys saw the posing. I talked about it through it. My arms are weak, my chest is weak, my back needs to be wider, my upper back needs a lot more density and thickness to it. My thighs are thinning out some from all the cardio, which is expected. My abs area, the abdominal area, is the only place that's not leaning out. Everything else is getting skinnier, but there. And whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll just keep going. Educated guesses. We're going to go all the way through to the end of July, making an educated guess like I've been doing. Then after July, I'll make another educated guess of, do I need to go back to 16 sets twice a week? Do I need to keep pushing the way I'm pushing? Or do I need to add some drop sets or some rest pause into my workouts? Do I need to keep the calories the same and drop the cardio? Do I need to up the calories and drop the cardio? Do I need to drop the cardio by half and then mildly increase? I don't know. We'll make a guess, and I'll make my best decision, what I feel is right. I'll run that for 3 months and we'll go from there. That's only going to look better and better every single time. And that's all you can do. It's just a little bit at a time. And like I was saying this morning, you can't be delusional, and you sometimes need a reality check with yourself to realize, you know what, this isn't going to happen overnight. I didn't become fat overnight, and I'm not going to become ripped overnight. I'm not going to become muscular overnight. It takes time. It is a long process. And being realistic, whenever I was 262 pounds, I was just like, oh, I'll be ripped in 30 pounds from now. And it's been 48 pounds, and I'm still fat and gross. I still have probably another 20 to 30 pounds to go. So it's about being actually realistic with yourself and what your body's actually capable of doing and where you actually stand when it comes to the aesthetic, lean bodybuilding part of what you're after. But anyways, I'm going to end the video here because I'm going to drink my protein shake and we're about to go out to eat for my son's birthday. I'm not eating, everyone else is. I'm going to be there participating, but I'm not going to eat. That's the only downside about doing this time of year, because I miss out on dinner with him, but it's okay because where we're going, he doesn't sit down and eat. It's kind of like a place you can play and eat pizza. So he eats a bite and runs off and plays, and eats a bite and runs off and plays. So it's not like he's really missing out on, Dad, why aren't you eating with me? But if it was like that, I would definitely sit down and eat dinner with him for his birthday, because I'm not going to pick dieting over my son's birthday if it was an actual dinner like that for him. Anyways, like I said, ending the video here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good night.